Dear students, very good morning to all of you. I hope you all are in fine health and you are not wasting your time and you are taking your studies seriously and you are revising your work and you are preparing yourself for your pre-board as well as board examinations. Dear students, till today we have revised total 5 chapters of civics. I already told you that civics portion is very important because we will be getting more than 35 marks question paper from civics portion. So you are not supposed to sit idle and waste your time. So please, if you haven't studied yet, please watch the videos and prepare yourself, because in these videos all kind of questions have been given. Okay, so before starting revising chapter number 10, I'll just take quick recapitulation of 5th chapter of civics that was revised yesterday. So first question is, the High Court is the highest court in the state. With reference to it, answer the following questions. First question, who appoints the judges of High Court? Who appoints the judges? It is the President. Second is, mention any 3 qualifications to be a judge of the High Court. Pause the video for 1 minute and revise the question in your mind. B question, mention any 3 cases which come under the original jurisdiction of the High Court. So what are the cases which come under the original jurisdiction of the High Court? We are to write any 3 cases. Third is, elaborate any 4 points of differences between the Court of District Judge and Court of Sessions Judge. We are to write any 4 points of difference between the Court of District Judge and Court of Sessions Judge. Question 2. The judiciary is the system of courts that interpret and guards the Indian Constitution. With reference to the High Court, answer the following. Question A. Mention any 3 types of cases which come under the appellate jurisdiction of High Court. So we are to write any 3 cases which come under the appellate jurisdiction of the High Court. What are those 3 cases? Civil, criminal and constitutional cases. B. Explain the power of judicial review. So pause the video for a few seconds and revise the answer. C. Explain the following terms. We are to explain these terms. First is court of record. B. Advisory jurisdiction. So pause the video and revise this question. So dear students, I hope you have all revised this chapter, and today we will be revising 3rd unit of our syllabus, that is the contemporary world. The net weightage of unit 3 for our board examination is more than 20 marks. Okay, it lies between 20 to 25. So therefore it is one of the important units of our syllabus. So this chapter number 10 that we are going to revise is also very important chapter for our syllabus. Okay, before revising this chapter, we will just take a quick glance of the syllabus of this chapter. The First World War, causes, nationalism and imperialism, armament race, division of Europe, Sarajevo crisis. These are the 4 causes of the First World War. Second topic is results. First result is Treaty of Versailles. Second is territorial rearrangements. Third is formation of League of Nations. So these are the 3 results of the First World War, and total there are 7 topics from this chapter, and from each topic a 3 marks question can be asked. So this is one of the easiest chapters of our syllabus, and from the board point of view it is the very important chapter. So let's start revising this chapter by referring to questions. Look at the picture given below and answer the following questions. So it is picture based question, and the picture is given on page number 268. Please open page number 268. So this is the cartoon that is given on page 268. So what do we interpret from this cartoon? It is a cartoon in which two actors or two persons, they are sitting on a car, and one person, he is attacking on the persons sitting in the car. Okay, so this is the cartoon. A person is attacking two persons sitting in a car. The person who is attacking, he is using a pistol or a revolver. So this is the cartoon. And question states that describe the incident depicted in the cartoon. So we are to describe the incident. What is the incident? Incident is Sarajevo crisis. So what are the spellings of Sarajevo? Sarajevo. So Sarajevo, Sarajevo crisis. So we are to describe this incident. Archduke Francis Ferdinand. What are the spellings of Archduke? Archduke, Archduke Francis. Francis, Francis Ferdinand. Ferdinand, Archduke Francis Ferdinand. The heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary. Austria-Hungary, Austria, Austria-Hungary, Hungary. Austria-Hungary was assassinated. Assassinated. Assassinated at Sarajevo, capital of Bosnia, on June 28, 1914. The assassination was organized by a secret society called Black Hand, or Union of Death, formed by extremists. What are the spellings of extremist? EXTREMIST, extremist. Serbian nationalist spelling NATIONALISTS, nationalist, whose aim was to unite all the Serbians into a single Serbian state. So Austria served an ultimatum. Which country served an ultimatum? Austria served an ultimatum to whom? To Serbia on 23rd July, making how many demands? 11 demands. Serbia accepted most of the demands except those would have led to loss of our sovereignty. Sovereignty means supreme power or independence independence. So Austria declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914. So this is the starting of the First World War. So in the cartoon we were asked about to describe the incident. The incident is Sarajevo crisis. So what is Sarajevo crisis? Sarajevo crisis, in this crisis the heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary, whose name was Archduke Francis Ferdinand, he was assassinated. Assassinated means he was killed. He was killed at Sarajevo, capital of Bosnia, on which date? 28th June 1914. This assassination was carried on by a secret society called Black Hand. It was a society which was formed by the Serbians, whose aim was to unite all the Serbians in a single state. When the investigations were carried out, the Austrian government found that it was the Serbian government which was behind this attack. So Austrian government sent an ultimatum to Serbia on 23rd July, making 11 demands. As Serbia, it accepted most of the demands, but 2 to 3 demands were not accepted by Serbia because they would lead to the loss of our sovereignty, that is independence, and therefore Serbia prayed for more time, but Austrian government was adamant and it declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914, after exactly 1 month of assassination of Archduke Francis Ferdinand. This led to the starting of the First World War. So this is the incident that we have described in this first part of the question. Second is, mention any 3 points to analyze how Europe was rearranged as a consequence of the war by this incident. So we are to write the arrangements which were made in Europe after this incident. What is the meaning of this incident? This incident means the First World War. Okay. After the First World War, what were the arrangements that were made in the in Europe? So on our book, we are given the topic territorial rearrangements, because when the territories were reshuffled from or were given from one country to another, or new countries were born as a result of the First World War, it led to the rearrangement. So we are to write territorial rearrangements. The answer to this question is given on page number 130 of our book. So territorial rearrangements. So the period after the war saw the beginning of the end of the European supremacy in the world. So European supremacy came to an end. Economically and militarily, United States surpassed Europe to emerge as a world power. So United States emerged as a world power. The peace treaty signed after the war transformed the political map of the world, particularly of Europe. 3 ruling dynasties were destroyed. So 3 ruling dynasties were destroyed. This is our point number 1. These are our introductory notes. These are also the keywords. So first point is 3 ruling dynasties were destroyed. Second point is Austria and Hungary became separate independent states. So which countries became separate independent state? Austria and Hungary. Third point is Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia emerged as independent states. So, two new countries also emerged as independent states, and these were Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia. So, what are the spellings of Czechoslovakia? Czechoslovakia. 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 Yugoslavia. 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 Okay, Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia. These countries emerged as independent states. Next is fourth point. Empires having different cultures were dissolved. So empires which they had different cultures were dissolved. And in fifth point is independent states having distinct cultures emerged after the war. So mono-national states emerged after the First World War. These included Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Yugoslavia. So, which mono-national states were formed? Latvia. First is Finland. Finland spelling Finland. Finland. Estonia. 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 Latvia. 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 Lithuania. 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 So, fifth point, it is sixth point. Alsace-Lorraine were restored to France. What are the spellings of Alsace? Alsace. Alsace-Lorraine. Lorraine. Lorraine. They were restored to France. And seventh point is Schleswig-Holstein were restored to Denmark. What are the spellings of Schleswig? Schleswig. Schleswig. Holstein. 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 They were restored to Denmark. So these are the territorial arrangements which were made in Europe after the First World War. We have revised 7 points and you are to learn any 5 points. Okay. Third question is, the Germans described the Treaty of Versailles as harsh and humiliating. Give any 4 reasons to justify this statement. So, keyword in the question given is Treaty of Versailles. We are to write any 4 points of the Treaty of Versailles. So the answer to this question is given on page number 129 and 130. So first is, Germany was required to pay for all the loss and damages suffered by the Allies during the war. The amount of reparation was fixed at $33 billion. So this is the first point. Germany was to require $33 billion as war indemnity to the Allied victorious power. Second point is, Germany had to cede her merchant ships to the Allies as compensation. So she had to surrender her merchant ships. Third point is, Germany had to supply huge quantities of coal to France, Italy and Belgium for 10 years. So Germany had to supply coal to France, Italy and Belgium for how many years? For 10 years. So these are the 3 points which we have revised in single point. So next is, German army was restricted to 1 lakh soldier. It is also a separate point. The navy was limited to 15,000 men and 24 ships. This is the separate point. The air force and submarines were banned. So German air force and submarines were banned. German army was restricted to 1 lakh soldier. Her navy was limited to 15,000 men or 24 ships, and her air force and submarines were banned. So we have revised 6 points from the Treaty of Versailles. These are very easy points and you can learn all these 6 points. So dear students, today we have revised a one single question. It is the most important chapter of our syllabus. So we revised from total 7 topics. We revised 3 topics today, and tomorrow we will revise the remaining portion of this chapter. So now we will revise the MCQs based on the topics that we have revised today. So you are to send me the answers when the privacy of the group is opened. So first MCQ is, what was the most significant impact of World War I? We are to write the most significant impact of the World War I. Point number A, it reimposed the powers of traditional empires and monarchies. Second, it sparked social and cultural changes such as suffrage movement for women. Suffrage means voting. Okay, suffrage means voting. Third is, it led to a shift towards isolationism and protectionism, breaking down international cooperation and trade. D is, it created a new global order and led to the establishment of new nation states in Europe and Middle East. So this was our statement. We are to identify the most significant impact, and these are the 4 options. You are to choose the correct option from the topics that we have read today. Third is, the immediate cause of the world war was option A, imperialism, B, alliance system, C, Sarajevo crisis, D, arms race. So from these 2 points, 4 points, you are to identify the correct option. So this is next MCQ. Actually, it is a newspaper based question, and I have already told you in class also that whenever any kind of picture based or cartoon based question is given, you are to go by the hint. Either it can be given in newspaper itself, or it can be given in date or place. So newspaper name is Daily, and it is written that here to the Austrian throne murdered. Okay, the date hint given to us is 29th June 1914. Okay, so what does it state? It states that which of the following was the immediate impact of the above incident? We have already read that. Which incident is being talked about here? It is Sarajevo crisis. So we are to write the immediate impact. Option A, it led to the supremacy of USA. B, it led to the First World War. C, Austria and Hungary became independent state. D, democracy replaced old monarchy. So we are to write the immediate impact of this incident. So dear students, today we have revised 3 topics and from 1 question. So your homework for today is learn this question, and you are to send me the answer of this MCQ when the privacy of the group is opened. Thank you so much.